Yeah. Dennis and Jason here. EatSleepLive.com podcast.
Episode 2.
With Jason here.
I finally joined
Join the ranks.
to make it better.
Yeah.
Since you had 16 viewers on your 16, not even listens, just 16 I think looks at it.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get more this time. More
Yeah.
than 16. My goal is 17.
So I'm aiming for 18.
18? I don't know. That's
I
stretching
have to get it submitted to iTunes, but yeah, I don't really listens.
You have to submit it for review?
Well,
Do they have to review it?
Yeah, they have to review it. You have to give like all these explicit
Wait. So they
things.
pay people to sit there and listen to all these crappy podcasts that people put on iTunes?
I think they just have to verify like when you first submit it, like you gotta say like, hey, this is explicit stuff, and then because if you don't, then like you're like fuck, and then like oh well.
Well, we're not explicit.
Yeah.
We're family oriented.
You're trying to be, try to be.
So that you can listen to this in your car with your kids in the backseat screaming.
Except that last bit.
What?
Right, like cursed.
You don't curse.
I'm trying not to.
It's just family.
Yeah.
Family oriented.
I don't know what Jamie's cooking, but that smells amazing.
Chicken
what?
We're making chicken tacos.
Chicken tacos.
Yeah.
Oh.
Lean.
Yeah. Well, we just got back from the gym. Lights went out. That was kind of interesting.
We're doing squats in the dark. Squats in the dark.
Yeah. So did you feel anything with that pre-workout?
That's actually what I want to talk about. I bought this new pre-workout. It's called Bull Knox.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I had the MHP Dark Rage before that as a recommendation from
That you give away to...
That I gave away. Yeah, I got a recommendation not from that guy, but it was from a different guy from the same shop that said it was one of the better ones in terms of actually getting you up and making you want to work out. And as I discovered, it is actually probably one of the worst ones I've ever had. I don't know if it's just personal opinion, but I ended up giving it to some people from my work, and they had the same opinion. It didn't do anything, and it actually made me not want to work out. So
Well, I felt like when you took it, you had like a good 5 minutes of just intensive
that's what
energy,
it was.
and then you bottomed out. Like there was no energy after that.
Every single time I'd take it, and I mean it gave you I don't know, I can't remember the amount of servings. It might have been like 30 packets or something like that. And each time I take a packet, I take a full packet on like a heavy day, like deadlifts or bench or squat. I take a full packet. On other days, I'd only take a half packet because I couldn't sleep with the full packet. I'd be up until like 4 in the morning.
Wuss.
You see the amount of stims they have in there?
Yeah.
Anyways,
that's a lot of shit they put in there.
the same thing you're saying. I'd do great on, not great, but I'd feel energized for like the first few sets of bench or deadlift or whatever like that, but then it would just taper off extremely. Just like spiked for like 20 minutes maybe, and
See,
then
I wouldn't even say it was that long. 'Cause I remember it was like a really small window. You just get I felt like you were really energetic and warm and ready to go, and then bam,
that was it. Yeah,
that was it.
And
You
then
get that one heavy set, you're done.
You felt like going home. That's why for the past month I haven't had to get a workout in since that I've been on that stuff, taking the MHP Dark Rage. And I cannot say I had one good workout the entire time.
That it makes your tongue all blue. That was the other thing.
Yeah, it tasted it tasted horrible. It was extremely bitter. Did not mix well. You always had a big old tub of sand at the bottom of your shaker cup. No matter how hard,
You just didn't shake it hard enough.
I shook it hard enough.
You gotta shake it like a Polaroid.
No.
Shake it like a Polaroid. Yeah, maybe not.
But anyways, this new stuff, it's called Bull Knox, and I'm
not sponsors or anything.
I'm skeptical of no sponsors. I'm skeptical of any name that has a picture of some kind of raging animal in the front with like rings through its nose and I don't know, these pre-workout.
Well, the thing is, I mean, all these pre-workouts, they just throw so much shit in there.
Right. That's they put all this stuff in there. They say extreme rage and all this other stuff like that, and I'm just not into that, buying into the name. But as the guy did point out, it has a decent ingredient profile. Now you can't see what each individual ingredient, how much there is, because it's all proprietary blend is of like 18.5 grams of ingredients. But they did have your essential creatines, your beta alanines,
Yeah, basically it's like the trifecta: beta arginine or arginine, however you say, beta alanine, caffeine, and like creatine. Well, that's the one thing too is the creatine.
Plus some stems though. It had some other stems in there.
Yeah, some like green.
And they threw in like a small testosterone booster. They had some tribulus in there, but then again, you don't know what percentage it is. You don't know how much you're getting of it. You don't know anything like that. They could put like like 0.001 grams in there and say, oh, it comes with the testosterone booster and all this other stuff like that. You don't know. That's one thing I don't like about most companies that do this. They don't tell you. They give a blend of it, but it could be like 18 grams of just sugar, and then they give you like the 0.5 grams of creatine and some other stuff in there that actually does stuff. But anyways, on to the point. The Bullnock stuff. Just try to decide to give it a go because the guy said I could bring it back if I didn't like it. I'd say for taste, that was one of the best tasting ones I've ever had. I had watermelon flavor. I mixed it with fruit punch Gatorade, and it dissolved perfectly. I've had some other stuff where they had floaty stuff on the top that you couldn't even. It was hard to get down. And other stuff that has a sand on the bottom just all accumulates on the bottom. This stuff actually mixed extremely well. There's nothing left. I didn't even mix it that well. I just gave it a couple stirs.
You use a chopstick for
chopstick. I do.
Of all the shaker cups and everything that is available and spoons, I'm gonna use a chopstick.
I use a chopstick to stir it.
It's the most ridiculous thing.
No.
It is. You throw all that stuff in a cup and you mix it with a chopstick.
It's perfect. It's a perfect mixer.
How?
Because it's free.
Because you don't get any shaker cups of all the shaker cups.
I get shaker cups for free and stuff like that. But
I don't cup? I have a bunch of them at home.
I don't bring the shaker cups to the gym. I mix it here and then I go to the gym and I'm in the gym within like 10 minutes. I'm ready to go. It's better than taking a shirt. And then I take a Gatorade bottle with my intra workout stuff in a Gatorade bottle, and it's perfect. I can throw it out at the end of my workout. But anyways, taste is great. One of the better tasting ones I've ever had. Like I said, I'm a bit skeptical of the actual, the effectiveness of this product. But it has, I don't know how much creatine it has in there, monohydrate.
See, that's my one measure of how much BS is in a pre-workout. Because like the whole creatine, SLS or FLS or whatever, I have such a horrible time today. Like that stuff, like there's no studies to say anything that's better than the other stuff at all. Like nobody will sponsor a study for that.
Well, no one does sponsors any.
But they'll say it's so much better than everything else, but nobody will sponsor anything. Like creatine monohydrate at least has all this. That's probably that's like the second most studied thing behind like caffeine with regards to anything outside of protein.
Well, it's. I mean, to me, they at least have some creatine in there, so it's gonna has some decent ingredients in it. Now, whether or not all these different creatines other than monohydrate are better than monohydrate, that's a different world. I actually didn't. I didn't feel an intense rush of energy. I mean, I got to the gym. I felt more elevated energy-wise than I would just sitting on the couch.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's like you're playing Call of Duty.
I'm telling you, the other stuff, the Dark Rage stuff, didn't even do that for me.
No, but it could also be the fact that you just changed pre-workouts. Well, it's kind of like when you change your workout, you just you go from doing squats to doing say.
But I don't buy into the psychological aspect of it, of like, it's a new product, it has all this stuff in there, it's going to make me feel amazing. I don't buy into that anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore. But I would say that I did feel a sustained level of energy throughout the workout. Like when we got to the top of our pyramid for squats, I actually felt more energy at that point than I did when I was just starting out. I felt like I actually could, lift this stuff. And to me, it felt better. And then I could have kept on going working out. Like, granted, we only had, how long did we spend there? An hour and a half in the gym?
Something like that.
If it was a normal day, I could have kept on going. Like, we just took our time today because it's Sunday. It's just kind of like one of the, those not a fast rush, high intensity, days. It's just one that we do stuff on to catch up. That's stuff we missed during the week. But I felt like I actually did have some decent energy and felt more elevated and more inclined to keep on working out throughout the workout. And I don't feel all cracked out now that I'm back home, showered, and stuff like that. I don't feel all cracked out like I did on some other stuff. So, but you took it too. So what do you think of it?
Well, I don't know, because I'm kind of on a caffeine trip now. I mean,
yeah, but you don't take this stuff. Yeah. See, that's the thing. I have been on nonstop on pre-workouts now for at least 2 years, and you're supposed to cycle, but I don't because I think, I don't look for that the reason people say they cycle them is so they get that initial feeling of,
Yeah,
energy.
change of
Where if you stay, cracked out on caffeine the entire time, straight for months and months and months, you don't get that same feeling anymore. That's why people stop. I do it just for the ingredient profile. I like the ingredients profile. I don't want that. I don't need that cracked out feeling. I need, I just like the ingredients of, the creatine and the other, some of the other stuff that comes with it that actually does help with muscle building and stuff like that, muscle repair. But yeah, that being said, me staying cracked out on this stuff for, probably 2 years straight at this point, and you not taking any supplements, what's your...
I mean, I didn't really... Well, I mean, I didn't, at the same time, I didn't really feel much... I kind of felt my chest a little tight, but I don't know if that's just from the weather or allergies or whatnot, but I mean, I don't think that has anything to do with it. I didn't feel anything. I don't know. That's just me.
So you take it back to the store?
Probably.
You take it back?
Probably. I think for pre-workout, I just kind of like to stick to beta-alanine and just take like a cup of coffee or something. Or sometimes I'll even pound an energy drink. Because like sometimes I'll get done with Muay Thai and then hit the gym and I'm like, I just have nothing in me. And you have to deadlift and whatnot.
Well, whatever happened to our making of our own pre-workout, that was supposed to be the best ever.
It's a possibility. Hopefully this week I'll be getting the store up and running.
I wanted to do it, but we still had to do it. There's too much.
Well, there's a lot of
research that has to go into that stuff. A lot of finding the correct amount.
And that's just the beginning. Then you got to do the whole regulations and food stuff and manufacture.
There's one pre-workout that if you do look at the ingredient profile, it actually gives you the recommended like effective dosages of stuff, and that's that
muscle marinade.
No, the assault stuff.
But see, that's the thing is like it's. Most marketing people are going to go out there and go like, oh, well, this has got more stuff in it. It's got to be better, or just it's all marketing.
It gave you, and it listed. It didn't do a proprietary blend. It's called a salt, and now I took it. I've done I did 2 tubs of that stuff, and it doesn't have any stems, which is why I didn't like it because it didn't give me that energy rush I needed. I mean, it had some stuff in there, but it didn't have any stems at all. But it did have you got 5 grams of creatine per serving. And they didn't tell you how to take 5 scoops, to get the recommended serving size. Yeah. It was 1 scoop. And it had all the other ingredients in the assault were amazing. The only thing that was lacking was just that initial increase or spike of energy when you take it, which is why I didn't buy it anymore. But in terms of ingredient profile, I think that one has to be one of the best ones out there right now, currently.
Well, I think most of these companies treat you like you're stupid and not going to learn. I think a lot of the pre-workout stuff is just you don't feel like mixing it yourself.
Well, yeah.
Because I don't really feel like opening up 5-6 different tubs of things and mixing it together, and then adding fruit punch to it so it tastes good.
Well, yeah. I mean, but you could also. I mean, the same thing goes for you could make your own just from pure coffee and eating an apple. Yeah. And it's like that, and you get the same kind of mental psychological effect because I mean it's the caffeine which gives you the.
Well, that's the majority part, but
the psychological effect of everything.
Have you ever just taken beta-alanine just straight before workout, no caffeine or that?
No.
You notice when you first start taking it, you dose it and your skin gets all tingly. It's you got ants crawling everywhere. So it's clearly having an effect.
Well, I used to do that, but I told you I'm just so used to this stuff now that doesn't have any effect on me. I used.
Oh yeah. The first couple, that only happens the first couple of times, but I mean, it does show that it is having some kind of effect on it.
Yeah, it absolutely does. I mean, I haven't gone into a workout with not taking any kind of pre-workout in I don't know how long. So I mean, I might have to see what that does. I have to do it one day. See how bad I do.
Well, I don't feel like shit for the first couple times.
I know.
So used to it.
Other than that, I didn't mind it. I thought it was a decent product. I wish they listed out though how
I'm kind of curious. What was that yellow container where the guy said oh,
Juggernaut.
He's it's not a well-known brand.
Juggernaut. That's
what it was.
Yeah, Juggernaut. It's actually what I've heard is actually a decent product, but the company isn't a well-known. In other words, they don't dump out millions of marketing.
Kind of like
millions of dollars into marketing. But from what I've heard, it's a decent product. I think I tried it at one point and I didn't stick with it. I really do. I think maybe 6 months ago I did try a tub of it and it didn't make any effect on me. So that's why I didn't buy it again, or I don't recall how well it worked.
Mm-hmm.
But no, the Hemo Rage is the only stuff right now that I can say that I actually did enjoy taking. But now I guess the guy said they had to pull it out because the FDA didn't approve of, or the FDA made him pull it off because of one product they had in there, some kind of stimulant.
Meth.
Yeah, meth, crack.
That's oh my god, what's that date rape drug? Remember a while back there was that little kid's toys where if you ate it, it would metabolize as that date rape drug. Basically, just puts you to sleep. I can't remember what the heck it's called. No, but they used to sell it for bodybuilders as to help you sleep better, kind of like a muscle relaxant. Yeah, that's what it was. I can't remember what the heck it's called. And they used to sell it.
Is that like the homemade date rape drug that people do?
No, it's not homemade at all. Like you used to be able to buy.
But I know you can make one out. No, I'm saying there's like one that you can make.
Yeah, you know what that's called?
What?
Alcohol.
Roofie. No, roofie. You can make rooflin. It's like it's.
Well, you can make anything. I mean, obviously you've all watched Breaking Bad.
Well, yeah.
It's just all chemistry.
Right.
That's like when you're in chem lab and you're mixing your sodium chloride like NaCl and you're like, oh my god, I don't want to touch it because what if something happens? And like, dude, it's just salt. Like you realize that halfway through, you're like, man, I've been trying to like not touch this thing and wearing gloves and using all these other tools to touch them. It's just salt. Because you forget about those things. Well, it's like when you go through once you take chemistry, you look at the back of a Coke can and you can actually write out the chemical formulation for everything that's listed on there. It's kind of cool. Like, oh, that's this, and that does this, and when it reacts with this. And did you take chemistry?
No.
Oh, you didn't take chemistry at all, did you?
Did not have to.
No Chem 2046?
No. Didn't have to. Business school, buddy.
Well,
what
yeah.
am I use chemistry for?
See, I took chem my first semester. It's actually really interesting.
Oh, I'm sure it's interesting,
but it's a weed out course. No. It's a weed out course.
I don't need it. I didn't need it. I mean, I'm not saying it's not useful in life, but it's not essential to what I got a degree in.
Yeah. It's like, hey, let's stick 200 people at a 7:30 class freshman year of college. You're like, let's see how many people go. Actually, I don't think I missed a single class.
Oh, you're a good boy.
Yeah, I guess. Well,
good student.
What they would do is they had these they had like you had to take little tests in class. But like, remember the stupid remotes that they would sell at the union? Yeah. So those things are worth like 10 points. So it was actually worth quite a bit. So like if you didn't go, you lost 10 points for the day or whatever it was on the quiz.
Yeah, but I remember upper level courses. They didn't care if you came to class or not.
Oh, yeah. Once you get to grad level, nobody gives a shit.
Not grad level. It was like junior and senior level. They were just like, you come here, you take 3 tests this semester. Hopefully you pass them. That's it. Yeah. Don't care if you come or not. Don't care if you watch the lectures online or not. Good luck.
See, I don't even like those big classes. Well, not so much that I like
all my classes, though.
I like classes that weren't tests. I like classes that were projects. You'd have your stuff at the beginning of the semester, and you had all semester to work on it, essentially. Like, look, here's your project. It's due like 2 months from now. You might want to start on it now because you're not going to be able to do it the night before. And you get calls from people like, hey, how do I remember people like, hey, how do I install the database? This is like the day before the project is due. That's taking me probably close to 3 weeks of hard work doing it, the actual project. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, but I can't help you.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Take the class next semester and start earlier.
And then then they get it from somebody else and they pass.
Yeah.
That's aggravating.
That's your life story. And now they're probably managing like some crazy group at some Fortune 500 company making $150,000 a year, whereas you're the one that worked hard in class. They're stuck at
I think that's
low level job.
I think that's one of those things where like the gym kind of you can't take shortcuts. There's no shortcuts.
In the gym, sure there are.
Well, what are the shortcuts?
You inject yourself with a liquid substance.
Well, you can use steroids, but you still have to work out. We all
know
that.
Yeah, I'm not saying that, but I mean, think about it. You can do steroids and put on 15, 20 pounds in a matter of 2 months
if you work out.
Yeah, you have to work out hard as hell, but it would take you. I mean,
at the same time, so
you can put on maximum 3 pounds of muscle in a month.
I mean, you're kind of taking a shortcut, but at the same time, you're still putting in the work.
Oh, I understand. I'm just saying, you can gain a year's worth of muscle in a matter of a month, 2 months. You still have to work out really hard, but you can do it. Helps.
Oh yeah, there's no joke that it helps with it.
Well, I mean, you're
also going to be broke.
You just said what we were looking for, for a shortcut. There it is.
Yeah. Yeah, but you can't go up to your friend and just be like, hey, give me your workout, and I'll be bigger tomorrow. Actually, I don't know.
What?
But I don't know. But you can't really take shortcuts. I mean, well, it's like, if you want to get better at something, you just got to do it over and over and over. Yeah,
what does it take, 10,000 hours to master something?
Like that, yeah.
10,000 hours of doing it to master a specific,
long time.
Skill.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
So I found that video that I was telling you about.
What video is
that? That Eric Helms, the professional bodybuilder, talking about CrossFit.
Oh goodness, here we
go.
No,
I know, but I agree with the sentiment here. Let me just
CrossFit.
I just thought of women doing 12,000 reps.
Yeah. So here's the thing: when you have a highly technical lift, there's a reason why guys don't do more than sets of 5. 5 is considered high rep work in Olympic lifts, right?
Yeah.
They're doing 3s because you don't want to ingrain a skill-based lift with bad form. You do it when you're fresh. You don't work up to maxes very often, and you are trying to do perfect form because you practice like you play. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So if you're a CrossFitter, that means you have a rudimentary knowledge, typically, of the Olympic lifts.
Yeah.
And then probably for the first 15 reps that you get, they're good. But I mean, I heard of this one challenge that's doing like 75 reps with 75 pounds on snatches. I guarantee you after the first 6, you've got bad reps going on, right?
Yeah.
So you've just done 6 good reps to learn your form, 69 bad reps, and you tell me what's going to happen to that person's snatch.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just part of it. But he let me might as well just finish the video.
Well, it almost seems like
For the
they're
left.
just doing it to exercise though. Like not really doing it to Olympic lifts.
I think
they're
there's
just-
better ways to get exercise. I mean, honestly, there's things I like about CrossFit. It's a community where
I do like the community feel.
it's tribal, right? It's got a good, like a lot of people, it's accepting.
Yeah.
And there are so many avenues for success. Like there's so
Yeah.
many events that you can find something you're good at. And it gives.
Which is true. That's about it.
What? They're paying for the community?
Well, I mean, that's everything. You kind of want to, yeah, like he says, there's a lot of avenues of success. And it kind of sums it
I
up
think
really
it's
well,
great.
though.
It's great for people who want to.
Who don't know what they want.
For getting in shape, I guess. For people who just want to get in shape and look great and be able to say they can do 500 push-ups, sure. But other than that, I mean, it's really hard to beat just straight up weights. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It depends what your goals are. I mean,
right.
Because obviously, if you want to be a marathon runner, you go out and you run.
Yeah.
And those guys tend to be actually higher body fat than
If I wanted
anybody else.
If I was wanted to be like a fitness model or something like that, where I was just really cut up and ripped, I guarantee you I'd probably just do CrossFit because that's what it looks like it's for. I don't know anything about it, but that's from what I've seen from people doing it. It looks like it's like that. It's all this high rep, high intensity, crazy stuff meant to get you leaned out and cut and ripped and stuff like that. But I mean, that's not my goals here for going to the gym.
Yeah. Yeah, I
think it has its
that.
place, and people really like it a lot and stuff like that, and it's a big
people are fanatical
they
about
have
it.
good community support for people.
That's like you start meeting the people like, oh, you don't do CrossFit? And you're like, no.
No,
I do other things. Yeah, they get kind of angry sometimes.
they're angry people.
I mean, I've also met the people who are like, hey, why are you doing curls?
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I kind of...
Why are you doing
kind of in that
curls?
camp. But, I mean, they do have their place.
Curls are for the girls.
Unless you're a bodybuilder. Well, I mean, but even, like, as a fighter, though, it gives you more power in and out with those punches.
Yeah,
So they do have their
I don't
purpose.
know about that.
Well, just think of it muscular-wise. You extend it and, like, you need to contract it back. It's all biceps.
Just go in there and just lift heavy weight. That's what I do.
Yeah, just do pull-ups. You're better off doing pull-ups. That's going to get the hits to biceps as well.
Better off doing for what? For back?
No, for biceps.
For pull-ups?
You work out your biceps doing pull-ups.
Oh, I know you do.
It's like you're better off just doing that because that way you're going to work out big muscles in your back and get your biceps.
What if I want to go into the gym and work out my bicep, that doesn't come to mind like as a first exercise.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't for anybody.
I want to go in there and grab whatever
45
preacher
pound
curl
dumbbells
bar
or whatever
and go at it.
Yeah.
Or do some, bicep curls. That's what typically you associate with doing biceps.
That's all anybody ever does in my gym is just biceps and...
Well, that's what most people do at my gym. That's why I call it club. It's club. I don't want to say the name of the gym, but I call it
Well, the worst is like
club. Insert name of gym, because that's all during the week. During the week,
with their techno music going.
Yeah, you have the techno music. Okay,
the models walking around doing
Monday
photo
is
shoots.
International Chest Day. Everyone knows that.
Yeah,
Okay,
they should just.
you
make
go
that
into my
holidays.
gym. The benches are always open on Mondays because no one does bench press in
See,
my
mine
gym.
are always taken. I have
No,
to like
mine-
fight for bars to get on the squat rack.
Mine's a big gym too, but no one in there does bench press. You have like out of all the people in there that are in there at that time at 6 o'clock,
So they
6 to
just do
7
like
o'clock.
dumbbell presses or something.
They're all just doing arms.
No.
I'd say 90% of the people in my gym are focused just on doing arms, like biceps and triceps, and then doing some form of chest, but just to get like kind of puffed up.
Well, it's because it's those mirror muscles. I guarantee if you had mirrors
what-
in the
that's-
bathrooms that extended all the way down, people would actually like work out their legs and stuff.
Yeah, well, that's why most of the guys wear pants in my gym to cover their little
scrawny
bird legs.
Bird or pelicans.
They do. I swear. I mean, that one guy I saw, he has a huge chest, and he always wore huge chest, huge arms. Like he probably had like at least 21 ripped, cut up biceps and triceps. Had a big chest. You would have thought this guy probably benched at least 450, 500. And that one day he always wore pants. He always wore scrubs. And then that one day he walks in with shorts on.
Like,
and
what
I did not know how his legs even supported his frame. I thought his legs would break in half
That's funny.
because they had to be maybe the size of like my wrist, his entire like calf and everything.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how people do it.
I was like,
without,
please put your pants back on because that's just pitiful.
Well, and you see like that. What's that? That one guy. He's won championships and stuff. That we was there at one time. We were working out.
Oh, the
He's
bench
just,
guy.
Yeah, he puts on. He's like warming up with like 405.
Yeah, because he does. That's all he does though. He just.
But you
does
looked at him, you would never
bench
think that
comps.
he's like the short little guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell he works out, but he's not.
But,
like,
yeah, he
you
didn't
know.
look big at all. He
No.
didn't look big at all. I mean, he looked pretty small, but I mean, it's
Yeah,
just
I don't know.
he just doesn't get all puffed up. But these guys, yeah, they don't touch anything real. They don't touch all the personal training. Personal trainers are huge in my gym. They're all ex-NFL people, not anyone famous, but they're all ex-NFL guys. They obviously know how to work out. They've been working out their entire life. But every time they have a client, I've never seen a single one put a client on a bench press. I've never seen a single one put a client on a deadlift or a squat ever.
Well, but you know what it is too. Is a lot of times people are very unathletic. It would probably hurt themselves. So in a way, I can't
Probably
almost,
hurt
they should-
themselves.
they
So
should-
when
they
do
should
you
try to
when do
teach
you go
them.
into a squat? When do you go into
I
a
don't
bench
know.
press? When do you go into a deadlift?
They should though.
You gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, I agree. But it's
You
just,
do the
that's why most
bar.
of them don't do it.
Do the bar.
Well,
If you
but-
can't do anything else, you do the bar.
But the same thing though. The thing is with personal trainers is they got to try and differentiate themselves from everybody else. So
Oh,
what
I
they
know.
try
They
to
do these
they,
crazy
Hey,
exercises.
jump on the Bosu ball and do squats.
Well, like that one girl. That one girl who told that guy to get on the half medicine ball and do squats. Barbell squats on
Yeah,
a
that's
half
just
medicine
crazy.
ball. And then the guy was barely doing it with 135 on the bar, and he was like still like shaking everywhere and like couldn't get his balance and was like doing horrible squats. And then she put 225 on the bar, and the guy fell face first in the glass.
Did I tell you the story about the kid who fell at the gym?
No.
My gym? He was clearly he hasn't been working out much, or has just started working out. He comes in, he's got his shake cup, he's got his pre-workout, his intra workout. Very scrawny. You can tell he's never worked out before, or very little. He starts doing dumbbell presses on the Bosu ball, and I'm figuring what I'm doing, and I hear boom.
Wait, he's just like laying on the ball.
Well, he's trying to use the ball to do
As his
dumbbell
bench,
presses. Yeah.
right.
And I look over, and he's on the ground. I had to bite my lips so I wouldn't laugh. I was like, that's a really
That
advanced.
deserves a laughing though.
I know, but like that's such an advanced that's like if you're an athlete, like just do regular.
Well, that's what I'm
bench
saying.
and just,
This
it was
guy that
just-
she was training was like he was probably like late 40s, early 50s.
It's like they just
had
pull it
never
out of the
been had never done
magazines.
squats before,
They
and
just pull it
she's
out of the
telling him to jump
magazines.
up on a half medicine ball and do
insane.
squats while it's like moving everywhere. I mean, this guy's like 50. He's gonna break a hip.
Well, those things are difficult just without squatting. Have you stood on those things?
No, I've never done it because it looks insane.
Just standing on them without any weight.
Well,
is
that's what, yeah.
ridiculous.
No, it's
It's a
I'm an
balance
unbalanced
changer, but-
person. It would be insane for me to do that.
Yeah.
I'd be afraid to do it with just a bar on there.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's a core workout. Like, I don't know if it's. I mean, it's hard just to keep your balance. I don't know if that's so much a lot of times a core, but it's just difficult. Especially if you're not flexible, it's gonna be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I feel like we just stirred up a bunch of controversy here with our
With what?
CrossFit and all our stuff talk. I think our listeners are probably screaming right now.
All 18 of them.
All 18. We don't even have an 18. 16.
16.
And
Maybe
don't,
for
we don't even
18.
know if they downloaded it or listened
Maybe
to
for
it.
18. Yeah, they just clicked the. Since it's
Right.
just on YouTube, all it means is they just click the
We
play
got
button.
16 pissed
what's
off
this about?
listeners right now. They're all probably all CrossFit.
You know what's
users.
funny though is I think it's the Body Fortress video that we made. Like I think it was like the third video.
Body Fortress?
I think
no,
so.
that was way late.
No.
That was like our 6th one.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, whatever it was, that video's got like, let's say if it's got 30 like votes, like 19 of them are thumbs down,
Really?
and I don't know why, because no one said anything. It's just thumbs down.
It's just thumbs down?
I don't
Just
know.
downvote?
Yeah, I don't know why. I guess we must have pissed off a lot of people who buy it at Walmart or something. But I just thought it was religious because nobody says
Probably
anything.
pissed
Like,
off Walmart.
I don't know, man.
We're gonna be sued here in a second.
I have seen quite a bit of. There's been a lot of comments and stuff lately. I don't know why.
I don't
A
know.
lot of people asking questions.
Really?
Which is good.
Are you
I don't
answering
mind.
them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love to answer questions. Just feel like we should write a FAQ. Maybe that's what I'll do on the Eat Sleep Lift subreddit.
EatSleepLift.com.
Yeah, the subreddit.
The
I'm just gonna look at
subreddit.
it as a community because people are like, oh, how much protein should I take? Well, about 40. We can't process more than 40. Or people are like, how many scoops of this protein should I take? I'm like, well, read the label. What do you want to do? Depends how much protein you want to take. You know.
Let me just get my daily dose of protein in all in one shake. Let me just put like 10 scoops in. Get
Well,
my,
it's like a-
get my
it's like
200
a-
grams all at once in one day.
I answered a
Or all
question.
one scoop.
I answered a question there where this kid said he was or I'm assuming it's a guy. He said he changed from he was taking some GNC product, some GNC protein, and he
First
switched
mistake
out.
right there.
He switched out, I think, to gold standard,
Yeah.
and he says he's getting acne. And I was like, well,
Getting acne?
yeah, I was
What,
like,
they
well,
put like steroids in there?
well, that's why he's like, have you guys experienced this? I was like, nah, we haven't. I mean, have you changed anything
How
else in your
the
diet?
hell do you get acne from protein?
I don't know.
That's
I mean,
usually associated with the increase in testosterone.
well,
or changing of your
it also
hormones.
depends on your age. Yeah. So I asked him, because there have been some studies that like
Was this kid like 13?
I don't know. Well, it's YouTube, so I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it could be if he's young, he could just be hitting puberty or going through something like that. I mean, the only thing would be to switch back to, I guess, the original GNC and see how it goes. But I mean, there are studies that like high glycemic index diets increase acne. So that's why I was like, does your diet change?
Really?
He's like, no. But I don't know. So there's a lot of questions. I mean, that was actually probably one of the more interesting questions I've had lately.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting.
Because I don't know. It's one of those, everything is so different. I mean, something you could take something that just doesn't work for you. You know?
Like a lot of stuff.
Well, yeah. I mean, like some people, are allergic to aspartame or
Right,
stevia or stevia, just regular sugar, or stuff like that. You never know.
It was interesting.
Or even food coloring, like yellow 5 or something, somebody could be allergic to.
My friend from the gym was telling me about this study that was done with the one type of protein, the slow digestive protein.
Casein?
Casein protein. Mm-hmm. Where if it was a percentage of your diet, if it made up more than like 20% of your diet, it actually increased, or it did something with cancer, like increase your chance of developing a certain cancer.
Really?
Yeah, it was like really weird. He was like explaining it to me, and I guess it was actually confirmed with some scientific study where if 20% of your daily diet was made up of casein protein, you had a higher likely chance of developing a certain type of cancer, because I can't remember the entire.
I'd like to see that study.
That's what I was
That almost
wondering
sounds
about.
like total
That's
like
like, that's like
witchcraft.
scary, because why would they even sell like casein protein?
Well, because
Like, if
it's
that's
a
the
slow
case.
burning. But see, now I'm curious if it's like dairy casein or like soy or like.
No, it's just any kind of casein protein in general.
See, that's actually really. See, at the same time, it's you can't really believe studies because how people say like, oh, protein's bad for your kidneys. Have you ever read that study?
No, I have not.
They did it with 6 people, right?
How can protein be bad for your kidneys?
Well, that's part of the thing because the one study that people cite or say like that's how they heard it was they used, I think it was 6 guys. One had kidney problems and they all varied in age completely, all completely different lifestyles. So the guy with kidney problems had worse times because protein is kind of heavy on the kidneys,
Right.
and you have all that nitrogen and all
Was
that
he like
stuff.
just eating pure protein and
I
then
don't
like
know.
not drinking any kind of water or any
I don't
kind
know,
of
but they
fluids?
came to that conclusion that it causes kidney issues because that guy had kidney problems and they didn't take that into effect essentially into the study.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, well that doesn't mean anything, you have to.
I don't know. I mean, I understand if you're taking in, like if you're eating, drinking a protein shake like every like hour.
Maybe.
I could
Yeah,
maybe
'cause, I mean,
see
it
that leading
will
to
take-
problems.
And you have to eat.
Because
You
that's
have to drink a lot of
abnormal.
water. You have to drink a lot of
Right,
water too.
you're supposed to
have
drink a
clean
lot
out
of
your
water.
system and stuff.
Well, especially if you're working out and you're taking any kind of supplement.
Yeah, well, because the only thing that burns clean is carbs. Protein and fat burn dirty. A lot of nitrogen.
Those dirties.
Yeah.
They're dirty.
Yeah, that's why you gotta drink so much water. You gotta stay hydrated.
You definitely do.
Gotta get swole.
You gotta get swole with your water.
Have you seen the whole swole movement, like swole acceptance?
No.
I found out about it because I heard it from people who was like, oh, he's swole, and like actually saw it on Reddit. There's a swole acceptance subreddit. It's just
What
like,
do? You
I don't
submit
know.
a
It's
photo
just-
and they're
it's
like,
just- I
you're
guess it's-
swole or not?
I guess it's just trying to promote hey, I'm big, and I didn't get this big because I'm on steroids or anything. I don't know. It was just actually really interesting. I was like, when did this happen? It just looks like a bunch of Guidos,
That's what I could imagine it would be.
like a bunch of Jersey Shore guys on
Yeah.
the pictures and stuff.
Let me make a subreddit to make myself feel better.
Yeah, but yeah, it was it almost felt like it was a church because all the comments and stuff were like, brother, do not disheart, continue forward on your path kind of thing. It was like very, I don't know, man. It was very weird. It was like Twilight
What do you
Zone.
look at?
I don't know. It's you did that internet link rot thing.
Where do you find this stuff? You and your like hard bodies.
I know things before that happened, dude. I love that subreddit.
No.
It's well, that's what I'm saying. Some people, I think,
hard bodies.
Some are too jacked.
It's like women that are steroided out that are like.
No, they're not steroided out.
Majority. I looked on the first page. And like 90% of the women there were like extremely steroided out.
I disagree.
No,
I don't know.
You just like that. You like to. You like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm into. Yeah.
You should ask those models out today at the gym.
Yeah, that's kind of weird that they would do photo shoots in the middle of the gym in the middle of the day. Like,
that's what I'm wondering.
I'd be kind of upset
like,
if I wanted to use those machines.
Maybe some of the listeners can tell us about their gym experiences, but
I would gladly welcome anybody to.
This is my gym that I go to.
Send me a message on YouTube.
It has the highest rate. I've been to a lot of gyms. This gym has the highest rate of like people coming in and being undressed in front of everyone.
And at the same time, there's also a lot of people like color coordinating, which I think is hilarious when people go to the gym.
Oh well, yeah, but to this issue, like they
want to show off the goods.
Yeah, it's ridiculous though. Like they put that's not even a posing room. They took away the posing room.
Oh, did they?
They used to have one. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember they were talking about it. When I was
but now they just have there's one corner that's made with the bags, the boxing bags.
Yeah, the boxing area there, like
the boxing area where it has mirrors on all three sides, but it's backed up right up to like what I call the guys part of the gym. Where all the free weights are and stuff like that. And there's always during any given day, there's always a few women in there that I guess are some kind of fitness models that are in there completely undressed, like in like thong bikinis and high heels, just like parading around doing their routine in that area. I'm like,
what's funny
really,
is,
you couldn't go somewhere else? Like, I'm not saying but I'm trying to work out.
Yeah. I think it was the Europa sports show, whatever it was, like a year ago that I went. They had a bunch of competitions. They had judo competitions and powerlifting, and there was a bunch of stuff. It was a huge like sports convention type thing, and so they had a bodybuilding competition, and there's a lot of girls like just basically, I guess they were making sure they're in their tans or whatnot, and they're just basically taking their clothes off in the lobby, and they didn't even realize it because they're literally in thongs. And I'm walking by, and like when the girl looked around, she's like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "You're the one that's taking off your clothes." I was like, "Don't look at me. I'm just walking through here." Yeah, it was kind of awkward. And you know what was funny too is nobody took the stairs.
No one took the stairs.
Because there were stairs and there were escalators, and you would think at this type of show, because most of the people work out or in shape, they would take the stairs. Sure. Nobody. Everybody took the escalators.
That's what we do when we go to Whole Foods and Target. There, they have the elevators that take you up to Target, which is on the second floor, and then you have to take 1, 2, 3, 4 flights of stairs to get up to the second floor. There, and so you always have a line of people waiting for the
escalator or the elevator.
The elevator to take you up. And I always make a point of it to just walk.
My mom was telling me that at work, like, there's somebody who's like always like, oh, she's always working out. Like, she waits for the elevator to go up one floor. She's like, I just take the stairs.
Well, that's what it's for, just small. They're not incredibly hard to walk up and like that. But it's just like, why would you?
Stairs will kick your ass, man.
Why would you wait though for an elevator?
People are lazy.
That first off I'm pretty sure the homeless sleep in there because it always smells horrible, and they always use it as a toilet, I believe, at nighttime. And then second off, you're going up one flight of stairs. Mm-hmm. I mean, that'd be like the first thing I'd do if I owned that like complex or something like that. Like, all right, all you fat people, you're gonna have to walk up the stairs.
I remember when my friend Derek was here and you were living on the 27th.
27th, yeah.
And we took the stairs down.
Oh yeah.
It was a good idea and it was a bad idea because it's one of those things because you can't get back into the floors because they're locked, dude. Like I think around 10 floors down, like everything just starts melding together. Like your sight,
you like look down, and it's just like
your sight starts playing games with you, which is why I think running stairs is so weird because they're like, no, I can't keep seeing this repeating pattern.
Imagine doing it now, though. Imagine doing it now, even higher up now.
Yeah, 30 some floors.
Yeah,
but still though, yeah, it's.
I feel bad. There's that.
It took us 15 minutes, I think, 20 minutes to get down there.
There's a very heavy set security guard here. And
every
every morning he has to go to the very top of the building.
And
walk down the entire stairs to check for people that are like passed out or whatever.
You think he'd be in better he's actually a pretty decent security guard though, usually. I mean, I've seen him tell people not to do things and stuff.
I've never seen him do anything. I'm not saying he's a bad security guard, but I've just never seen him do anything.
Oh, well, yeah.
But I mean, I'm surprised he's not skinnier because he has to go up.
Well, down is a lot easier than up.
Right. But he has to go. He has to go all the way up, and he still has to walk all the way down. Okay, and then he has to go through the entire parking garage and check cars to make sure they're not parked there illegally.
Ugh.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I told you I saw that the Maserati getting towed out of here.
Oh yeah, did you tell me that?
Yeah.
I still haven't seen that one car that has like you told me it was like all decked out with the roll cage and stuff.
Oh
Or
yeah.
we said it was a Porsche, right?
Porsche GT3.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, the guy has like the.
And he took out the seats and everything.
He took out. Well, yeah, he took out everything. He made it into a 100% like safety, I guess required like track car.
Well, you know what's funny is it's like it's literally this garage is like going to the car show because remember that one car show we went to? They're more cool cars than this in your apartment's garage than they're at that car show.
That car show was horrible.
It was just basically like going to a bunch of different car lots.
I should advertise and just charge people to walk through the parking garage here.
Dude, it's I mean, Maseratis, Porsches, Ferraris, Lamborghinis.
A couple Lamborghinis.
Yeah, you see everything in here.
Yeah.
Then you get the same car in like different colors and different configurations and stuff.
No, this Porsche GT3 though is amazing. It has that fire suppression system on it, complete
That's
roll
insane.
cage on it. He has all his numbers decked out on his car. Oh, and it looks. I mean. You can tell.
I want to do that one
You can
day.
tell it's a track car though because he does not care what it looks like. It's a $150,000 vehicle, and like the whole it's a white Porsche. The whole front end is like completely just riddled with like kind of like asphalt and stuff like that stuck to the front grille and stuff like that from where he's going around the track. It's like all like black and stuff like that on the front. You can tell he doesn't care about it, but it's seriously a $150,000 vehicle.
I wish I had that much money
that
to
he
do shit like
decked
that.
out, completely decked out. He drilled a hole into his front of the hood for this fire suppression system. It's pretty sick.
I wonder if he has any like carbon fiber or anything on it.
Oh, I don't know. It has a damn drink holder in it that pops out in the front dash right there.
Well, I mean, you get hot, man. You're out there racing.
I guess.
You get dehydrated.
I guess I just do like NASCAR and have like the little like camel pack on there.
Now, do you think when he takes that out, do you think he actually drives it to the track, or do you think he like gets it towed?
I think he actually drives it.
Can you imagine getting up to a light and someone's like trying to race him?
Oh,
He's like,
he
just floors it in like second gear. He's beyond.
I'm sure he has stuff done to the engine on that thing, even though it already.
Now,
has.
do you think is it even street legal? Do you think?
That's another thing. I don't know. I mean,
as long as you're not a jackass, you're probably not going to get pulled over anyways. But
yeah. I mean, he has a license plate on it, so it's registered, and I mean.
And it's not something so crazy that would get you pulled over anyways.
Right.
Like, because those non-street legal cars. Like, if I were a cop, I'd probably pull you over too, just to check out the car. That's a really nice car you got there. Here's a $400 ticket.
Yeah, here's your ticket.
Sir, I was doing 55 and a 60. Well, then you were going too slow.
Well, getting back to topic on hand, what I really want to hear? Maybe some of the listeners out there will tell us some of their best pre-workout supplements they take. Or maybe just all their supplements. Yeah, supplements in total. Like maybe what kind of stacks those guys out there.
Yeah,
use.
I'd be totally interested in hearing what people take.
So maybe they can
or
tell
any
us,
suggestions
tell
what
us
we can
their stats and stuff like that. Like how long they've been lifting for, what they do, what their goals are, and then tell us what they take. It'd be kind of interesting to see what other people are out there taking.
No, well that's the whole point.
There's a million different combinations of stuff. Like my friend from the gym wants to spend $500 on a supplement stack.
What?
That's like the somewhat legal steroids and stuff like that. It's the pro hormone stuff that converts to a steroid after passing through your liver, I guess.
Pass.
Yeah.
I'm not interested.
But he's like talking about dropping like 500 on this stuff that it's like the most sketchy stuff in the world.
That's for like a month supply.
I don't know, like a month or 2 months supply. I'm like,
it just sounds like a lot of hocus pocus. Just work out. That's one of the other things. Is like I don't know why you would want to do that. Like he's not an athlete. He's not.
He did it he did it about like 6 months ago, and he had like a 3-month supply of this stuff, and he definitely was getting stronger and putting on more muscle, but then he got off of it, and he wanted to immediately go back on stuff, and it was like you got to time on equals time off, so he had to wait like 3 months before doing anything else again. During that 3 months, he just basically, went back to where he originally started from, and he was getting mad all the time.
Was he still working out just as hard in between them?
Yeah. But I mean, he elevated his his test level so high, and then he just completely dropped it off. back, it probably was below what his
Now,
normal is.
Did he ever get any tests done before and after?
No.
He should.
Well, yeah, he should.
Just get all that stuff measured and see if it actually does anything. Because that's one of the things. I mean, I don't do it enough, and I'm sure you don't either. Is like getting blood work every so often just to make sure, probably maybe 4 times a year, just make sure everything's fine. And then
we have to do it for our work.
Oh, do you?
We have that free clinic at my work, and you have to be a part of that free clinic. Like, it's one of those free clinics where if you're sick, you can go in, walk in, and they have some kind of nurse that is allowed to give prescriptions, and they actually have the medicine there.
Probably like a register, an RN. Probably.
Yeah, something like that. But you have to actually get blood work done beforehand to even use this free clinic. So I just did that.
Is like blood work free?
Yeah. It's everything's
you
paid
for. Before you change stuff, just go get the blood work done.
Well, that's what the problem is, though. They don't give you results.
Oh, they don't?
No.
What the hell's the point of that?
The only way they actually talk about your results is if you're about to die.
Oh, that's kind of stupid. Like
they had one guy I heard about. He did the free clinic and he got his blood work done, and he had something was wrong with his blood work. It was like normal people were at 100. And his result, I don't know what this is for, but his result was at
just
750. It was 7 times the average normal person's, value or whatever that. And they called him in and they're like, dude, you're about to die or something like that. And they're like, well, we think this test is skewed or messed up. Did you eat or something like that, beforehand? He was, no, I didn't. Like, well, let's do it again. They did it again. It turned out to be the exact same number. And they're like, well, I guess it's just normal for you then.
Yeah,
That's
kind of crazy. Have you ever had that, where oh, if there's nothing wrong, don't worry about it, we won't call you, and then you get a phone call?
Yeah.
And you're literally feel like you're gonna have a heart attack, and no, it's just let you know everything was fine. Like, Jesus Christ, you scared the shit out of me.
I expected them to call me because when I took I'm very extremely, I guess, just scared of needles.
Really?
Yeah.
You're a big pussy.
I am.
That's
this
funny.
is a family show. You're gonna have to go back and edit that out now.
Beep.
Yeah. But I'm terrified of needles.
Really?
And have always been, even though I've had to have back in high school, I had to have regular.
Even the small little teeny tiny thin ones.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anything.
But I always make it a point to ask nurses
no, it's just because I've had so many traumatic experiences with needles. I've had, even when I was little, I had horrible experiences. They didn't make it. In other words, they didn't make it easy. The needles, they always had something wrong.
They're reusing needles, dull
needles. It was extremely painful every single time I had a needle, and so I used to equate that. And then later on, in high school, I had to get constant blood work done, and I always had this one nurse that was amazing. I got over my fear of needles. At that point, I didn't care about needles anymore until I had a freaking trainee nurse that came in. Oh my God,
they can't find your veins.
Yeah, she couldn't find it, and I was sitting there, and I was just sitting there normal, didn't care. And she went to go, do the needle and, put it in my arm and stuff like that. And then she pulled it in, pushed it out 5 times, and was moving the needle around in my arm, trying to get to the vein.
Oh.
And that's what triggered it again. I was 16 or 17 at the time. That's what triggered it again, my phobia of needles. And then the same thing when I had to go to the hospital one time, and they had to put what are the big needles?
The lower higher gauge, whatever it is.
It's the one. I forget the name, what it's called, where they put the drip in your arm and stuff like that.
Oh, an IV.
They had to put an IV line in.
I don't know how that stuff. I could never. When you get the needle and you feel it in there. I couldn't imagine what an IV is.
I had to do that, but the guy that and I had been stuck previously that day by other nurses, and one guy was amazing. He made it extremely non-painful. This guy comes in, and my veins are easy to find. I
always find that funny because
right
when you work out, you're oh, they're my veins.
Vascular.
They have hard time trying to find it. It's right there.
You can see all the veins in my arm.
I can't find it. Dude, I'm looking at it.
Right.
It's
right
and
I can feel it right now. I'm not even pumped up or anything like that. And I can feel the main vein where they stick it in. And this guy comes in and it's an IV needle, so it's bigger, right?
Yeah.
And he's sitting there and he did the same damn thing. He had he was putting it in there, wiggling it around, couldn't find it. And he goes, "Oh, we're going to have to use the other arm where you've already had, blood." I was like, "Dude, try it again. I don't want to be sticking a needle in a hole that's already there. It's going to be more painful." He finally got it, but that's another thing. But anyways, back to the original point. So I go in for my blood work, and I'm kind of nervous because I always had really bad experience with needles. And my regular blood pressure when I take it is always really good. It's always 120 over freaking 70 or something like that. And
that's higher than mine. My normal is 115 over 60.
Well, whatever.
I know. I'm just saying. It's just People are like, oh, your blow is low.
When
I'm
I
like,
read
no, it's
when I
normal.
read the little like chart on the blood
You're
pressure
perfectly good.
thing, I'm always in very good standing.
Uh-huh.
And when the nurse took my blood pressure that day, it was like 150 over like 80 or 90.
You're just freaking out.
Well, that's what it was. It was that white coat syndrome, because I saw it on there. I saw this, I saw what she wrote down on the paper, and it's like 150 over 90. I'm like,
She's like, we might have to call a hospital.
yeah. She's like, I was like, I have. Well, it's funny because they do it off. They look at all your they don't have a picture of you, is what I'm trying to say. So like when
Yeah,
she
they
was
just
writing
have,
down
like,
my
the
information,
current information,
right?
not any
She was
medical
like,
history.
oh, a 6 foot male, weight 210 pounds,
Obese because he's over the
right
BMI.
I had a BMI of like 29 or something like that, which apparently is translated to
That's like obese.
It's obese. No,
Yeah.
it is. It translates to obese, and then he has high blood pressure of like 150 over 90. So it made the perfect picture for a 6 foot fat
Doctor
guy.
walks in expecting, that huge dude like with diabetes.
Right.
Like when the
That's
daddy
why-
walks in, he sees, he's like, what the?
That's why I expected to call
That's
in, because
wrong.
if any doctor looked at that, without seeing me, he'd be like, oh, it's some fat guy with high blood pressure that's probably gonna die. Has been eating sticks of butter for the last like 5 years of his life.
You're eating butter straight? It's
No.
disgusting. You know what's funny is I was in Miami a couple weeks ago. My grandmother said
Fried butter. Here's fried butter.
No, she's like, oh, because you used to eat butter as a kid, and we were like, what? She's like, yeah, I used to eat butter. I'm like, my family was like, he's never eaten butter. That's disgusting.
But have you ever seen those pictures of ads back from like the 50s that says eat butter because it coats your veins and coats your arteries?
I don't think I have. That sounds ridiculous.
Yeah,
though.
I saw it on Reddit one time. This guy had a picture of some kind of, it was a early 1950s or even before that time, and it was a legitimate ad for butter, for some type of butter, and it has like a kid holding an entire like stick of butter on a fork, just taking a bite out of it.
Oh, that's
and
disgusting.
the caption was like, eat butter, it's good for you, it coats your arteries
Ugh.
and helps with like the flow of blood or something like that. I mean, that's just so backwards from what we know today. Now it's like, oh, butter is horrible. Eat, yogurt butter. Here's yogurt butter. Or I can't believe it's not butter or stuff.
Yeah, butter. I don't have a problem with butter. It's just a matter of, it's the other. See, it's like I try to stick to the whole paleo kind of,
Well, it's everything nowadays.
no refined stuff.
It's just everything nowadays that you eat. Yeah,
Everything gives you cancer.
basically.
Yeah.
Waiting for them to tell you like fruit and vegetables give you cancer.
Well, speaking of back in the 50s, I saw an advertisement today trying to get people to eat more cottage cheese because it has more protein than, like, say, a piece of beef. It was kind of interesting seeing, like, hey, eat this, not this.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. When I have to eat during the day because I get hungry all the time, and my body's just used to eating like five. Well, I'd say about 3 snacks, 2 or 3 snacks a day, and then 3 main meals a day. And that's what I have. Is I have the Greek yogurt, which has like 14 to 15 grams per cup.
Now, do you eat that by itself, or do you eat it with, like, honey or something? Because that stuff is amazing with
No,
honey.
I eat it by itself. I eat that by itself. That's what I do. I mean, when I have to eat at lunch, or else I get hungry and then I get nauseous and I have to eat. And I eat like my 10 o'clock is like a little wedge of cheese, like that Happy Cow cheese, and then a thing of Greek yogurt, and then usually I try to eat like a sweet potato or something like that around 2 o'clock. And I have the little cups of cottage cheese. It's like this little small cup. It's like half the size of a Greek yogurt.
Well, the serving size is only, I think, half a cup on those things.
Well, that's what it is. And I buy the little individual cups of cottage cheese, and it's like 11 or 12 grams of protein for like 2 spoonfuls of cottage cheese.
Yeah, it's quite a bit.
It's amazing
Now,
how
do
much
you
it
eat
has.
like the full fat, or do you eat like the reduced fat
It's
or
like
no
the
fat?
2%.
Yeah, that no fat stuff is like eating rubber. It's disgusting.
This one comes mixed. I buy the ones mixed with like fruit,
Oh.
so it kind of like takes away the taste of the cottage cheese a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But
They're really good with crackers, like saltines and even raisins. Put the raisins on there.
raisins.
I learned that back in kindergarten. That was when I first got introduced to cottage cheese.
Your parents hated you, didn't they?
No, it wasn't even my parents. It was like the
Here,
teacher.
take some raisins and some cottage cheese.
It was a teacher. I'm telling you, try it.
You're like, you quit eating this butter. Take some raisins and cottage cheese instead.
I'm telling you, try it. We put cottage cheese in a salty, then we
They had to hide the tub of butter from you when you were little. They see Dennis.
I can't believe it's not butter.
Passed out with a tub of butter and a spoon next to him.
Dude,
you want to go out for ice cream? No, I want butter.
Well, I was kind of spoiled because my grandfather had the store downstairs. It's like, oh, I could always just go downstairs and get bread and put butter on it and put it on the press. Oh my god! Wow. Or grab chips off the thing and sneak some ice cream away.
Yeah, my parents would have killed me if I snuck butter.
Well, that's probably why I'm so fat.
What do you want for a snack? I'll take some butter.
Oh,
some butter and some salt, please.
Disgusting. You gotta get that salted stuff.
Oh.
Can you imagine eating straight butter without salt?
I
That
just
tastes even
don't want to
worse.
know. I don't want to talk. It's just gross.
Oh,
Gross
just
to me.
imagine that cube of butter sloshing around your mouth, melting. Your mouth is getting all waxed.
That's the
slippery.
gross part. That's the gross part about
Well, it's like if you ever eat anything that's so greasy where like everything just feels like it slides around in your mouth afterwards. Like you try to drink water and you know like when you put water in grease, it doesn't mix.
Yeah.
It just slides around in your mouth. Like, dude, that was disgusting.
That's why I like that's wings. I like wings. Having wings like on Fridays when we go out to lunch.
You get like deep fried wings. You get like
the like Buffalo Wild Wings, but
like battered or just like fried. 'Cause like there's different styles.
Just fried, but just deep fried, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't stomach the sauce they put on there. That's why I get the dry rub.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We went to, I think it was Wing House or something, or Hooters. I don't know. I think it was Wing House. I don't even know why the hell we were there.
Yeah.
But my coworker orders wings, and he gets them, right? And then at the bottom, it was like...
Wing from Wing House. Understandable.
Half an inch of, like, grease. Like, his chicken was dry, though. And it was almost like they just poured grease on the bottom and threw the chicken on top. It was disgusting. He's like, what is this? It was kind of funny.
Yeah, I don't have a strong stomach for grease. Like when I was actually a funny story. When I was a kid, I couldn't eat Pizza Hut pizza.
What?
Because the amount of grease that it had on it.
Greasy. Yeah, that got
I actually like threw up one time because I ate pizza from Pizza Hut and I actually got sick from it. And
see, I love that. Like cheese gets all melted and stuff at the end.
But it has those pockets of like grease on top. Yeah.
Did you ever have oh my god, what was that place in Gainesville? I think it was Casinos.
Yeah.
Pizza. Oh my god, it was like a vat of grease. Like you could see yourself. It was like it would create a mirror on the bottom of the carton. Like once you took the pizza out, like you could look in there and see yourself. It was horrible. It was great, but it was horrible.
Yeah.
You had to go play basketball for 3 hours to work it off. Yeah, that was crazy.
I want some more listener feedback on some stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Send feedback, whatever, if you hear this. If you even get to this point, send questions, comments.
If you are now listening at this point,
if
you might as well go ahead and send us some comments and feedback.
I wish I had something to give away, but I have nothing to give away.
Because you obviously have no life whatsoever that you're listening to this point.
They could just be driving. Or maybe they find us for it's actually kind of interesting.
I guess that they want to listen to us while they're driving and there's nothing else on the radio. There's nothing else to listen to.
Too detrimental. But yeah, I wish I had something to give away. Like
we should start.
You know how some people put in EULAs?
Why don't they tell us what they want?
What do you mean? Well, because nobody tells us anything.
Well, let's just say, I mean, what would you want,
Well, I'd like to get, feedback or emails and stuff.
Oh, so I want feedback.
Yeah.
This is our it's only our second podcast.
Together,
if we even use the first one, because the first one was kind of...
Well, it was very raw.
Yeah, a little too much. We didn't know what we were doing, but I'd like to hear feedback of what we want to talk about, because we're all over the place right now. We're talking about
I don't have a problem with it.
Powerlifting, or we didn't talk about powerlifting. We're talking about pre-workout supplements. We're talking about working out, CrossFit. I mean, eating.
Yeah, anything goes. Anything goes in this program. It might start off fitness related, but we might end up talking about dragons and Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, yeah,
which is an amazing series, not just a TV show but the books. But yeah, send in leave comments on the YouTube page. I haven't set up an account yet, or like an email account.
We need to set up an email account. We need to set up
Yeah.
Well, what do we direct them on our YouTube page? To Eat, Sleep, Lift?
What do you mean?
For YouTube.
What about it?
What do you have it set up to?
Oh, the channel is Eat, Sleep, Lift.
Yeah.
Live.
That's what I'm talking about.
They just leave a comment on the video. I mean, I doubt anybody's listening off the RSS feed on the site yet.
Yeah.
If ever.
I want to hear some. I want to hear some.
Or even just
feedback.
record it, and send me a link to it or something, and I'll play it.
Pre-workout stuff, intro workout. I want to hear what people take for
Anything.
intro workout and post-workout.
BCAAs.
Like I guess I know the post-workout's mainly comprised of like protein, but is anyone taking specialized protein? And for intro workout, like I mean, there's that some products for that. Not very much. I take mine that I like a lot. But I'd like to hear some feedback on that kind of stuff. Diets maybe.
Yeah.
I want to hear
just
views on CrossFit.
views on anything.
Well,
That's a
I feel like we
discussion.
should kind of give like a background of what we do.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
what
we
we're
could-
geared for, because no one knows where we're coming from.
Our history.
Yeah, history. Like,
Well,
we should
yeah.
probably give a little brief, I guess.
We can do that next week.
You want to do that next week?
Yeah, we're already at an hour, bud.
We're in an hour?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We can talk for a long time. We're a bunch of like little chatty girls.
Oh my God! Did you see that one girl?
Yeah.
Yeah. So send in feedback, whatever. Hopefully, if you get to this point,
And we'll appreciate
Let
it.
us
And
know.
then maybe
the keyword is hippopotamus. If you say hippopotamus to us, we know you're listening,
that'd be
or something
awesome.
for this show at least.
And we should probably come up with some kind of like giveaway.
That's what I'm saying. Like like the EULAs. EULAs sometimes will put in there something like, "Oh, whoever responds this is going to get like $1,000."
Well, we're not.
But
gonna
I
give
don't have
$1,000.
$1,000. I don't have any.
that
I
either.
don't have the kind of dough to just drop on somebody.
No, not as yet. Not as yet.
Yeah. Not
But
yet, hopefully.
we can figure out something to do.
Maybe shirt or something.
Shirts. Yeah, we
I
can
gotta
do
get some more
shirts. That'd be a
shirts
good
made.
idea. We can do.
Yeah.
We already have shirts. We have.
I gotta get some more made.
We have professional made shirts, people.
Yeah, it's not like some glue on stick. Or
No,
anything.
it's not. They're actually professionally made. They're really nice. I wear them all the time. Get compliments all the time.
No.
So if you guys want some of those, we could possibly hook something like that up.
Gotta get it made.
Yeah,
Let us know if you're interested.
yeah.
So, all right. This is Dennis and Jason. Whatever episode this is.
Episode 2 as of now. Could be episode 1.
I think it's 4. I think we're at 4. Overall, I gotta start at the beginning. So,
Yeah, I have to.
Until next time,
Appreciate you listening.
take care.
Bye-bye.
Remember, lift heavy.